vote kwa sababu umefungua macho sana. Yeah.
Chukueni kura. Nations are changed. I told you that second article says that they can choose to display power directly. All sovereign power belongs to the people. You can choose to display directly or through a democratic system. When you tell people to take votes, that's a democratic system. Number one, young people, I understand na mimi najua kwa dere nimekuwa dog feeder, najua hii as long as you are 18 years and above, chukua kura, because the point where we are going, it will be very critical that we don't just have watu wakishout online, even though I told you last time, I don't know if it was you I was telling, in the Bible kuna story ya Wall of Jericho. Mlisikia? Nyinyi mnasoma Bible nyinyi? Niko na Bible moja safi hapo. Unaona? By the way, you see how old my Bible is? That should tell you. Baka imetokana. Can see I've been studying this Bible from the time I was 19 years. So Genesis to Revelation. So I challenge you. Where is your Bible? But this is the thing. There was a story about the Wall of Jericho. Na Mungu aliwaambia waende around 7 times and then they scream and the Wall of Jericho will come down. What has been happening for the last 2 years or so is that we've been going around the Wall of Jericho screaming, and true to it, through TikTok, through internet, social media accounts, this wall has fallen. But I would like to ask you something, young people. After the wall has fallen, what are we supposed to do? Do we continue to scream, or do we now enter in and possess? It is time to enter in. It's good to shout on TikTok. It's good to shout on X, internet, and all those things. But if we do not enter inside, we'll keep on shouting when it's no longer time to shout. It's time to enter inside by taking votes. Chukua kura yako. Now, lastly, umesema hiyo mambo ya A, B, C, D. Mwenye macho ambiwi tazama. It's one thing to have eyes and it's another thing for us to tell you angalia pa. Si uko na macho, tumia hiyo macho kuangalia. Umesema mambo ya kazi. The question was, what will you do? What will we do? Is that you as a country? Yes, as a country to create more jobs. Now, tukiongea kuna watu wanatutusi. It is within your right. You know, different capacities. What you choose to do, think about tomorrow. Locally. Because I did a math, if you think about Kenya is importing approximately 5 billion eggs a year, right? And then you do the math, the wholesale of that egg, one egg is approximately 8 shillings. I'm just giving a math, I'm not saying it's accurate. 8 shillings, it means if you do times 5, that's 40 billion. Sijui kama mnanielewa. Signature, hii mkono hii, you don't need to look for 40 billion elsewhere. You can look it by stopping import of eggs. Hatujaguza hata vitu zingine, tubaki tu kwa mayai. Then I did the math. If you empower farmers with approximately 1.5 million per farm, which would require approximately 2 people to run that farm, plus now the person, those are 3 people per farm. You will have over 26,000 farms just by saying no to importation of anything that we can be able to kukuza hapa locally. You have empowered 26,000 approximately farms. Each farm has 3 people. How many people are those? Those are like 78,000 jobs just by cancelling egg production. Now Kenya is importing fish. Just think about it. Fish. Why would we be importing fish? The biggest fish company, you are expected to be where? In Kisumu. It's in Thika. Kisumu does not have things like coolers that can be able to so what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to go there, build systems that can be able to create job opportunities. Just by saying no to importation of things like sanitary towels for women, we can come up with sanitary towels of our own. Things like toothpicks. You just go to the supermarkets and look at things that are being imported. you really wonder, where is a country going? If you go to things like textile, Kenya is able, we have very many amazing people that can be able to sew clothes just by saying no to a specific importation. Before you even come to the economy, which I understand the GDP, 34% of it is horticulture. I'm not ignorant, I understand. But before we even go there, let us begin by saying no, shutting doors, because those doors are leakages. We are leaking our money outside there. If we shut those doors, we are able to return funds back here, so that now in the market, automatically the nation becomes a job-centered zone. Then you, by doing that, you begin to create 24 hours economy, so that you have this producing in the night, this producing in the day, because it's now export over import nation. Export over. And I want you to hear very well. And I'm sorry because I expand my questions. Najua nyinyi mmezoea politician, anakwambia tutafanya, tutanena. No, I'm not that type of person. 2015, you are saying this is like?
Yes, yes.
Wow, thank you very much. Hi, thank you very much. China, and it's called Made in China. Listen, 2025. Made in China. That's the solar energies are from China. One of it can feed Norway. One solar energy grid can feed a nation. Remember, 2015 they didn't have it. 2025, made in China. 2025. It was a 10-year plan. They went into things like, you know, the company called the BYD, Build Your Dreams. So what they did, China created subsidies. They said that within, tunasema government inakuja inasema tunataka kujenga hii kitu, ina come up na projects yenyewe, inasema tunataka kufocus in the next 10 years kujenga hii na kujenga hii microphone. Mtu yote mwenye ataingia, anyone that's going to be part of it, these are the things you have selected, we are going to give 25% of what is needed to run that thing. So if, for example, to make this you need 10 million, are you hearing me? Yes. 25% is what? 2 million, 2.5 million. So the government already has invested 2.5 million. So it allowed people, what did it do? It created more investor-centered mindset, because already 2.5 million, 25% of what you need to produce has already been given. So they came up with such, that's what you call a subsidy. Government money that is put out to empower the people to continue with construction or rather creation of technologies or things like that. So it came up and it said, 10 years later, the system of solar system is, the biggest solar systems are there. And right now, because now China has what you call demand of law and supply, let me explain to you what that does to a nation. Na munisikilize vizuri wa Kenya. Please, it's not a game anymore. This is not about which tribe you're from. This is not about whether you like me or not. You don't need to like me. Just listen to the words we are saying. If they make sense, use them. You don't need to abuse people. It is very low of you to open your mouth and call someone a dog. Your mind is very small. We don't need to abuse people. You can pass your information without abusing people. Hear what we are saying. We are not crazy people. So now China comes on board, it gives subsidies and things like that, begins to create different kinds of technologies, because now it has subsidies. Talk about things like chips, microchips, already 25% approximately, or 24%, the government has given. So people came up in those companies to make microchips. China today, the biggest, they have a phone, and I want you to go and check Huawei. Huawei phone has a chip that can be able to call at 37,000 feet above sea level. That's Boeing height. A normal phone. Why? Because the government created subsidies, so people that wanted to make technology, they entered into that system so that they are able to create more chips. When you do that, what does it do to a nation? Listen to what it does to a nation. If you look at the law of demand and supply, munanisikia? Yes. This is what happens. If the supply is more than the demand, the price of that product goes down. It means people are able to afford. So because the subsidies came up, wakatengeneza the wind energy and the solar energies. Things like solars, they are very cheap in China. Reason is because the supply is high and the demand is low. So what do? 2001, China gets into the WHO, which is the World Trade Organization. So by that, China thought, they knew that we have already created a lot of things. The supply is more than the demand, so they sought out external markets. So a Chinese can afford that thing because the demand in China for that is low. But the supply, there are so many companies that are producing them. So it's cheaper. They have to lower the prices because of competition. It's not like in Kenya where you have Kenya Power, you put 1,000, approximately 400 is going to taxes and funny things. There is no demand. We are operating as a monopoly. And anytime leadership operates as a monopoly, you begin to shut down companies so that it can only be one company. Now that one company can create how much money they need. Do you get what I'm saying? There is no longer competition. Kenya Power no longer has competition. Specific companies no longer have competition. So this made things in China very affordable. The average Chinese has a car. Is it because they are rich? No, but it's because the price of producing a car in China. I hope you know iPhones they are assembled in China, yet it's an American brand. Because iPhone is saying that the amount of money it takes to assemble this product in America compared to China, do you understand? Yes. It's cheaper, so they will take the company where it's cheaper. So if the government of Kenya creates subsidies and or rather creates less taxes for bigger companies, companies will come into Kenya. Reason is because you are not overtaxing the company. This is what you say. For example, any company outside there that can employ 1,000 people, this is what we will negotiate your tax. Your tax will be low because you have already given 1,000 people jobs. Those 1,000 people will be taxed. So the government has gained money. The companies have come into Kenya, and that's what Singapore did. I don't have time to explain it. And by doing that, you are able to reflect jobs in a nation. I hope you have understood how I've expanded that thing. Very easy to create jobs in Kenya. Very simple. Stop the importation of anything that can be exported. Government creates subsidies for futuristic things. AI is a thing that you cannot ignore. In the future, specific positions of doctors will become irrelevant. Specific positions of being a doctor, being a teacher, because right now AI is able to teach you. I have an almost 80-year-old friend that went to the doctor, sat down with the doctor, and he was telling the doctor what he was feeling. The doctor subscribed a certain drug. That gentleman, he took his phone, ChatGPT, you know there is DeepSeek, so many of them, and he wrote what that doctor said on ChatGPT. ChatGPT told him, do not take that medicine. ChatGPT, he told him, do not take that medicine. If you take that medicine, you are going to have that condition. ChatGPT prescribed a different medicine. Today, he doesn't have the condition. So what am I saying? Even being a doctor, you will need to advance with time because there are systems that are coming in that are able to operate without the hands of man. Very possible to create jobs in Kenya, but it will take willing people like me and you.
The reason why maybe some of these ideas are not seen through is because of corruption. Corruption is a cancer in our country. There's a perception that if we remove corruption from the budget and from the country, then the economy will collapse. So how will you deal with corruption, or how do you advise future leaders to also deal with corruption? Because it's the biggest cancer. It's the reason why we're not progressing as a country and also as Kenyans.
Corruption is equal to death. When a person becomes corrupt, takes money, for example, that is meant for medicine, what have you done? You have killed those people that needed that drug for medicine. Corruption should not be dealt with as an option in any country. I hear that the leaders of this nation are talking about Singapore, talking about China, Communist Party. I hope you know the biggest party in China, one party, it has over 300 million members. Yani the party in China, one party, it has both Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, it's one party. How are they able to run such parties? You will need to create very strong measures to curb corruption. And this one I'm saying, it doesn't matter what you think about me. Oh, that young man he will also go there and become corrupt. Don't worry. You don't know who is John C.W. we don't need to go anywhere to be. Corruption is everywhere, from the least place to the highest place. What are we saying? I'm not saying you can be able to remove corruption 100%. Only God can do that. In heaven, there is no corruption. I hope you know Satan was corrupt and he was kicked out of heaven. But you see, when it comes to the earth, we need to look at specific things: education, health, security. How do we curb corruption? What does corruption, Kenyans need to understand, one, what does corruption mean to a nation? I was looking about our current leader's term. I don't know if I should read for you our current leader's term in office and what has really been lost, just among the many things. This is within 3 years. 2026, 11 billion SHA. 2025, 44 billion e-citizen. 2025, 12.9 billion Ketraco. 2024, 104.8 billion SHA. 2024, 16 billion NSSF. 2024, 16.5 billion edible oil. 2023, 3.5 billion fertilizer. 2023, 3.7 billion KEMSA. 2023, 791 NYS. 2022, 62 billion treasury. I don't know if you people are understanding what that is. The question you should ask yourself, how many pockets is this money going into, as opposed to how many lives it could have changed? What are you doing to do it? Number one, either we will amend the constitution and add clauses of, if you are found corrupt, it's a death penalty. This mentality of being taken to court, the court people, most of them are corrupt, then you end up in a cell, then inside that cell, government provides food. Just think about it. The government is using taxpayers' money to keep you alive, yet what you have done is that you have killed people. Carriers that have taken medicine to young people, just go here to different zones. I was sent a video of a little girl, probably 9 or 10 years old. They are not showing the person, but the girl is feeling pain. They are injecting that girl things like heroin. And then you are telling us, oh, you know, that man just wants to kill people. What are you talking about? People have been killed. Corruption has killed families. Corruption has killed. I saw the young gentleman in Machakos. Is it Machakos? Yeah. What's his name?
Sami Kioko.
Sami Kioko. Yes. Just imagine what that young man is going through. And shame on you leaders that take people for granted. That young man has something he's saying. What is so hard for you to look at his files? You are saying that his name does not appear. We are not kids. Okay, whoever whose name appears, pay them. Sini hivyo too. Now that young kid, probably a mother somewhere is depending on him for medicine. Another one is depending on him for what? If we will not fight corruption, what are we going to be doing in this nation? If we tolerate corruption, someone is saying, oh Bishop, be careful, they will come for you. Come yesterday. To live is Christ, to die is gain. Who told you we want to be in this world? We came here to represent a higher power, and that power is Jesus Christ. And don't cut this part, because some of you might not be born again. If you cut it, I'll give you no interview again. We came here to represent Jesus. One of the ways to represent Jesus is corruption-free zone. By becoming corrupt, you are killing a nation. By becoming corrupt, you are stopping investors from coming into the country. I remember there's a time, was it Dangote? Yeah. Do you remember the time Dangote came and he wanted to bring what do you call it, a cement company? Yes. What happened? How much? Was it around $400 million? Yeah. What happened? You will find that the already existing companies, as an example, they will come together, go to a specific leader to deny the license. Why? Because they know if this person comes, the price of cement will go down. If the price of cement will go down, we have more people building. If more people are building, we have more people working. If more people are working, we have more families feeding. If the poor people are working, we have a nation making tax. If a nation is making more tax, there is infrastructure. What is so hard to understand about that? Corruption should not be tolerated. Whether you are a Christian or you are not a Christian, corruption is corruption. You will not hide in culture, you will not hide in religion, and God help you, you will not hide in government. Corruption must be dealt with ruthlessly, because corruption is another way of murder.
The last question, sorry for myself. Yeah, I'm Joshua from Familia TV. My question is about Prophet Wall. So he was exposed. So do you believe he's a fake prophet or a true prophet?
I told you, belief is a very weak way of offering justice. If I believe, what does it change? If I don't believe, what does it change? Ye shall know the truth, not ye shall believe. It is truth that sets people free. What he does, he should come out with clear evidence. If the evidence he's saying is people had AIDS and they were healed, that's truth. If people had AIDS and they were not healed, what is that? That's a lie. So it's not what I believe. The truth will always set you free. So before you castigate a man, the question I would like to ask you, have you identified the truth? Has that media station looked at the truth? Because I need to say something. Can I ask you a question? How many people go to the hospital and the doctors prescribe medicine and they die? How many?
So many.
There are many people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, sure.
So then the question is, does it mean if I pray for you, me I've prayed for you, you have become well, and then automatically something happens, and then you die? Does it mean I'm a false prophet? Can I ask you another question? Do you remember Lazarus in the Bible?
Yes.
Who raised him from the dead?
Jesus.
Question, did Lazarus still die?
Yes.
So does it mean that Jesus is not the life? Does it mean he has no life? You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think that at the end of the day, give people room to express their points of view. You can't take two people and say that someone is bad. Have you taken the others that genuinely have been healed? Have you really gone to everyone, or you are creating a story because you want to trend? Have you checked the genuine ones that have been healed of HIV, the genuine ones that have cripples that are walking? Or we are just looking at 1 or 2, 3 people that are saying that? If true those people have not been, then let him face the situation. But if it has happened, let's give honor to where honor is due. It's not what I believe. What you know is superior to what you believe.
Yeah, because we have leaked WhatsApp between God and the prophet. Yeah, so we are surprised. How can you chat with God?
Last question, sir.
Okay, the only way I know, you can chat with God, but not through WhatsApp. The Bible says, if my people that are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek his face and turn from their wicked ways, then I'm going to hear from heaven, I'm going to heal the land. So we chat with God, but not through WhatsApp.
So maybe on that still, so do you think he's a true prophet?
Do I think he's a true prophet?
So, I mean, do you agree? Because when on that the same question, whereby the WhatsApp was linked,
Yeah.
that he chatted with God, of which we have not confirmed yet if it is true, he chatted with God. So according to your view or your opinion, do you think
How do you know a mango tree?
Fruits. Mango.
Mango fruit.
Fruit. Say the name. Add mango.
Mango
first.
fruit.
How do you know a mango tree?
Mango fruit.
How do you know a maize stem?
Maize comb.
Maize stalk. How do you know a banana tree?
Banana.
You will know them by their
fruits.
Last question here. So there's this person called Eric Omondi. He's taking a walk from Nairobi to Mombasa to support Sisi kwa Sisi. Do you think the Kenyan government or Kenyans have failed so much that it has to take someone so private to raise awareness and to raise funds so that he can maybe build a house, a warehouse, so that he can support fellow Kenyans who are maybe suffering, who are not well up?
It is the work of every Kenyan to help every Kenyan. Of course, superior to it, we have given the government the task to do what? To help the people. Do you understand?
Yeah, sure.
So whether the government is failing or not failing, what he's doing is a noble cause. Why? Because he has someone's interest at heart. Provided someone is going to be, someone is going to benefit from what he's doing, there is nothing wrong with that. In fact, I applaud what he's doing. I've never met him, but if that is going to mean, I don't know how they raise money, but if that is going to mean a family not sleeping hungry, I support it. If that's going to mean, someone's treatment being paid, then I support him. So there is nothing wrong with what he's doing, whether the government has failed or not. Even if the government was winning, I would still advise him to continue helping the people. We don't help the people because the government has failed. We help the people because it's our responsibility and it's our spirit as Kenyans to come through for each and every one of us. But again, I say, it's a shame for people to do what the government is supposed to do. It's the work of the government to see to it that A, B, C, D is provided for. But thank God for people like him and others too that come on board to make sure that we help the people so that their lives can be better.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nashukuru sana.
So I have one last question
Yes.
before you leave.
Okay.
We have seen a lot of people online making comparisons to you and Martin Luther, and many of them are
Me and who?
Martin Luther, the great Martin Luther. Yes, sir.
Is there anyone making that
Yes,
comparison?
sir.
Me and
And
was very
many
small.
people are saying, and many people say that they can see you leading a revolution in Africa, not only in Kenya. And they would like to know what is your stand on that, and if you are really leading a revolution.
What I know is that I'm here for God and I'm here for the people of Kenya. It will be called a revolution if someone failed. If the nation is failing, the government is failing, you'll be rest assured. Revolution is not a person only. Revolution is the voice of the people suppressed over a long period of time, and now it has decided to what? To burst out. What I can say, Kenya is coming out of a bubble. There is a little pin, and when that pin comes out and the bubble bursts, the real revolution is coming. So my advice to the leaders, just do the right thing, right? Don't show, don't love relationships over the people. I had a member of parliament say, this president wanted this, we passed it for him. For him. So now, parliament is there to pass things for the president or our leaders. I thought what's the work of a member of parliament? To represent the president or the people? Who does he represent? The constituency, is that true?
Yes, sir.
So did you check with your constituency? Did your constituency tell you that that's what we want done? But to say this president wanted this, we pass it for him, you can already see how rotten our generation is. So however you're going to call it, what I know, do not be afraid. A time is coming. And I want to say this, young people. Mwenye macho, haambiwi tazama. We have heard your cry, and for that reason we came out. Worthy men willing to compete, fight with whatever you are thinking of. Hatuko wachache hivyo unafikiria. And let me tell you, I know you are used to money. When God is in the business, power is in the business. And at the end of it all, God wins. And if God wins, God is always on the side of people. There's a scripture that says, be very careful not to hurt the oppressed. Another scripture says that it's very important that we should be a voice to the voiceless. So we came here, young people. Your voices are heard. 2024, you didn't die for nothing. Rex and the kind did not die for nothing. We are here to do what is right. And that which is right, we will do. C.W. John, God bless you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you're still live. Wow. Thank you very much.